And you know every and accident, biggest accident, and have a hidden meanings. You something like and 2008, why happening the economic crash? 2008, why happening the economic crash? Who is the eight? Who is the eight? Who is the eight? And maybe Lin Shengye, who is the eight? Why the Kumsandang so much hate the eight? And Lin Shengye, Jesus, because they are murderous group, Jesus killer. And 2008 economic crash, and 2001 the killing game is just beginning. 2001, what happening? The Falun Gong, the demon and the church Falun Gong, and attack the Nanjing's government and Jiang Zemin, and self-killing the Falun Gong 5 people, pouring the gasoline on self body and shit fire on his body. Yes, Falun Gong is the demon church. 2001 happening the Falun Gong accident. And 2008 happening the economic crash. 2011 happening the Dongying Shi earthquake. The earthquake means apparently very difficult. It is very all of the people can know the theoretical, because only the medial scores theoretical can happen in the March 11 accident, because the number one is the adapters, and adapter, and everything using adapters means adapters plus, and number 2 nuclear powers and plant is the minus and ground power, and and plus is the nuclear but not nuclear power, is generating power from the lighting a gas, something like natural, and gasoline, maybe generating by gasoline. And gasoline means how they and generating sea flowing movements is using battery technology. And when using the plus pin and the minus pin, everybody has a consent. Plus pin and minus pin, maybe and 220 volt, maybe and 110 volt. But when using the core through something like a special liquid to enter the plus 200 volt and 0 volt, what happening? The required way through the current, high current way happening, the plus pin and the minus pin between the areas, and required when electronic movement from the water, the water is the high resistor, so the temperature is suddenly rising. The water temperature is suddenly rising. And when the water temperature is suddenly rising, if the some kind of the like ammonia water, something like that, they can flowing from the deepness of the maybe 50 centimeter can and increasing to 70 centimeter, like something like that kind of the flowing. I am the battery technology. I am the battery scientist. I very familiar about the battery technology. So I know the theories. Very simple. So and in using that kind of the fake technology and generated March 11th the destroyed Fukushima Shi and Fukushima Gen out of the Fukushima Gen and destroyed by high temperature water. Also the Fukushima people also dead by high temperature water. Why they attacked Fukushima? Why they attacked Fukushima? You can search the Fukushima's economist base background. Fukushima's fish and food cold is the main economic and baseline. So and why something like rice and something like corn, something like very delicious food come from the Fukushima. The Kungsan party directly attack Fukushima. The human and the Dongyings and the source of the cold 2011 accident. 2015 Tangnado, Tang Guoqiang, who is the Donald Trump. Donald Trump's Chinese name is Tangnado, who is the and Tang Guoqiang, who is the and theoretical and Kungsangdang's king. Tang Guoqiang, who is the Kungsangdang's king. And Tangnado maybe and little brother of the Tang Guoqiang. You know, Tang Guoqiang's movie show. Who he is the detector and also he is the very smartest people on the world. Maybe and Tangnado, who is the Kim Il Sung, a North Korean people. Kim Il Sung. You know, and 2022, block 10. Block 10 is 2020. You mean why I say block 2020 is block 10? 10 hour. 10 p.m. block 10. And block 10, who is the Miss K's group is block 10. Block 10 is the very dangerous group, but he is the Jesus keeper. Lin Sengye's keeper is the block 10. If then and the red 10 failed to kill the Kungsan party, the block 10 behind of the red 10 can movement against the Tangnado. And 2022 block 10s and Russia and against the Kungsan party occurred war. From the result, the U.S. Army, the Kungsan party's protector, completely damaged by the Russian army, block 10. But the theoretical happening on damaging China start from the 2023. What happened? The Xi Jinping, and also the Li Qiang, Wen Jiabao, and who is the Wen Jiabao? Vancouver, who is the Ban's groups, and the Ban's groups boss is the whose name is the Wen Jiabao. what I'm saying, Vancouver is the Wenjiabao, and you can search the Vancouver Chinese pronunciation, Wengehua, and Wenjiabao, and we call the Wenjiabao in China, we call his name is Wengehua, Wengehua, and Wenge is the Vancouver. Vancouver, who is the Canadian? And the special, very powerful and drug Canadian. Everybody know Canadian. Why the Canada? Canada means the Canadians mean Canadian. The drug, something like smoke drugs Canadian. You can the marijuana and shape and Canadians and the flags shape is very similar. Why I'm saying the Canadian is the Canada? Because they and using the marijuana, they and ship against the United States the marijuana. They earn money, a lot of the money. The United States, and the IR and the Republic and the IC and all of the marijuana comes from the Africa, comes from the Afghanistan. You know, Afghanistan is not creating the marijuana. Marijuana only created by and Canadian. Canadian's flag is the marijuana. And Wenge, the Wengehua, the Wenjiabao is the marijuana's and king. Marijuana's king. Kungshan Party's boss, second boss is the marijuana's and king. Who trying to destroy the United States and the same formula, Qing Dynasty China. Qing Dynasty China and destroyed by marijuana. And the country and the United States also destroyed by marijuana from the Canadian and formula. The United States government and the Republic and I is the love is the reality and the marijuana's and deprecator. Why I'm saying that you know everything and better than me. And 2023, what happening? What sharp and accident happening on China? What sharp accident what happening in China? The Huiminsheng and Li Qiang's Huiminsheng. Huiminsheng means the barbecue people. Barbecue people, also sashimi people. Sashimi people and barbecue people is the Huiminsheng and project. And the Huiminsheng project maybe and killed 15 people in China. 15 people in China. The Huiminsheng project already killed 15 Chinese in China. Why I'm saying that? The Russian war, the US Army and Kungshan Party's army needed the barbecue and something like brain drugs comes from the child. So they Huiminsheng and barbecue people and creating something like a very special and drugs. When I eating the human peoples and gathering something like mental help, not mental helping, it's the brain helping and drugs. And United States Army, also the Kungshan Party's army, must be dependent on the barbecue, human barbecue. And 2025, the reality war just happening in China. The reality war already happening in China, because the Tang Nade and Tang Guoqiang's brother and the Xi Jinping also hand in hand trying to kill all of the Chinese people, under attack by Gao Zhi's army. You know, and North Korea has 10,000, 100,000 army, special army, 100,000 special army, and you can search the North Koreans and 100,000 special army. They are the highest. Their height is and 100,000. The army, the height is just same. They face also the very similar. Their movement also very similar, and we called Tongyijiao. Tongyijiao means the shame, out of the shame. And who created 共同富裕? And parallel is the Xi Jinping's mean. Out of the people is just parallel is Xi Jinping's mean. The North Korea, maybe not only North Korea, and the North Korea's Kim governments and army and 100,000 and armies and height is same, movement is same, but they using the most advanced in the Kungsan Party's weapon, like in some of the very special and gun, maybe better than United States, also maybe better than EU, maybe better than Russia. Because all of the Kungsan Party, U.S. government and the Kungsan Party and the Jamindang, all of the putting money on 100,000 and number ons and Kim's army, Kim Jong-un's army. Who is the Kim Jong-un? Who is the Kim? Kim's means Goldman. Goldman Sachs is the Kim's group. Goldman Sachs is the Kim's group. Goldman Sachs is the Kim's member. And the World War II U.S. Army destroyed and Tokyo. They killed and 10 million people in Tokyo City using the Boeing airplane and gasoline. The realitical and bombing is not and like something of the and fake technology. The realitical and bombing is the gasoline bombing, and also they using the Boeing airplane, and they using the gasoline and the bombing and pouring the gasoline bombing against the high density people's area like Beijing, Shanghai, Guangzhou, Shenzhen, also the Qingdao, Hangzhou, that kind of the areas, the bombing, gasoline bombings attack area. So already war is happening on China. And from my and the Panasonic's and the I'm the watching over them, but they are apparently discussion about the product issue also, so the quality issue, but behind the language, they are talking about the Q out of the Chinese and out of the United States people. Like what I and founded a lot of the and warning the professional world from the and Panasonic, like something like gasoline bombing, also the airplane bombing, and the Dongfang Hangkong, who is the and theoretical dangerous group and the Kungsan Party's bombing company. Bombing company is the Kungsan Party's army. Also, theoretical weapon is the tank. Tank is the theoretical weapon. from the Kungsan Party, but the tanks and the weakness point is just movement. Why and China and create so many and highway on entire and Chinese islands? Because the highway is just and waiting for that moment. Tank and weapon transportation through the highway system. They're using highway system and transportation gasoline, as transportation tanking, transportation and bullet to kill out of the Chinese. But in that moment and a lot of the Chinese justice and rising again the Kungsan Party. All of the Chinese rising again against the Kungsan Party. Definitely in that moment, all of the Chinese facing death. Because the Kuomintang and the Kungsan Party is so dangerous group. They will kill all of the Chinese and block the YouTube, block the Facebook, block the WeChat, and block the information, and they pouring all of the high density city and gasoline bombing against the, and also they using and tank and machine gun kill all of the Chinese. And in that moment and the Tangnada U.S. Army also and trying to out of the Chinese also Chinese and facing their very dangerous moment in that moment. Out of the Tangnada's planning against an economic war, just each area becoming the blockchain and kill the blockchain's high densities and city using and block information.